going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all for tuning back in. And today I'm going to be reviewing the PuMa MB.04.
The most dangerous time of the month. For sure, viewers of all ages. Be careful when lacing up. The demons are out for our souls.
Starting us off, I talk about the sizing and the price. The sizing, I recommend that you guys go up half a size if you're standard feet, and if you're wide feet, you guys might want to even try going up a whole size or just going up a half a size. Now, like I always tell you guys, I always go true to size in these shoes just to give you guys my best honest opinion, and I would tell you go up half a size because true to size, these shoes do stop short, and my toe was hitting the toe box, which did cause a little bit of discomfort. It went away here and there, but I could still feel like when I did a stop on a dime pull-up or Euro step, anything that resulted in me stopping north to south, I did feel my toe hit the toe box. So I would tell you guys, if you're standard feet like me, go up half a size, and if you're wide foot, just if you need that extra space in the toe room and around on the side of the feet, I would tell you guys go up a whole size. Half a size might be the best way to go. The pricing for the MB.04 is going to be a really solid price at $125, and that's one thing I can say with the PuMa MB line. They do always usually stay towards that 120 mark to like that 140 mark, and they never go above and beyond. So I always appreciate that, especially in this time period that we're in. So yeah, $125 is not too bad, and it's pretty good, to be honest. Moving on to the style of the MB.04, and I'm going to give these an 8 out of 10. As you guys can see, this colorway, I think, in my honest opinion, is a baby blue colorway wrapped in alien tentacles. You guys already know he's been with the alien theme since his first MB shoe. So obviously he's going to continue to go with the little alien shoe, and I think it's pretty creative. It's definitely different. And the one thing I do like about the MBs, they are tailored towards the next generation with their graphics and his colorway design choices. Them colorways be hitting, like the iridescent colorway, the mismatch colorway. So he's always had very unique colorways and very unique designs on his shoe. And the materials on the MB.04 is engineered mesh, synthetic and textile upper alongside a TPU heel counter. And I'm closing out the style here, but one thing I do want to mention is I feel like LaMelo has the potential to be a top 5 point guard in this league. The only issue, man, is just he never can stay healthy and stay on the court long enough. I know it's usually always that ankle or one of his ankles that get him trouble, and he's off the court and stuff like that. Off the court, he's doing his thing. Shoe deals, he got his lifestyle shoe, he's got this and everything. He's going crazy with PuMa. But it's like, I just wish he could stay healthy on the court, really go somewhere and really just to be that top 5 caliber point guard, because he fired for sure. I definitely like watching this game. Style of the shoe, the design and the style of the shoe look pretty good. Up next, we have my favorite category, which is the cushion, and I'm gonna give these a 7.5 out of 10. Real quick, I'm gonna let you guys hear my first initial thoughts of the cushion when I first put my foot inside the MB.04s. That's an initial thought of what I felt about the cushion. Cushion isn't bad, it's solid. Nothing too crazy though. I don't feel like much bounce or spring or anything like that inside the cushion setup. Most of the Pumas that have been from LaMelo have been solid. This cushion feels, it's not really a boost off of the ground, or court feels like in between, but it does feel nice and soft. I will give it that. The cushion inside the MB.04 is gonna be nitro foam, which I think has been in pretty much every model of LaMelo shoes since the beginning. Also, the shoe is lightweight. It is gonna have a little bit of weight. I know it might look a little heavy and clunky and stuff like that, but I promise you it's not. It's lightweight with a little bit of weight to it. Also, the forefoot flexion is pretty stiff. As you guys can see, there's minimal power. When you really force it back, you guys will really get the forefoot flexion, but it doesn't take away from how solid the cushion setup is. So always remember that the forefoot flexion doesn't really take too much away from anything. It's just personal preference at the end of the day. And also, these shoes are going to be tailored more towards the ground. This cushion setup of the MB.04s reminds me more of like the MB.1s. What I mean by that is it had a decent cushion inside it, but it's more tailored towards the ground and more court feel. So you guys didn't get the best impact force protection. I mean, you got something there, but you didn't get the best impact force protection. Don't really like that they decided to go back towards that, because the 2s had some really good cushion, 3s had some really nice soft cushion, but these, like I said, they kind of went backwards on that. And I would not recommend that you guys hoop with this outside. Feel shoes outside on asphalt is crazy. I'll tell you guys, do not hoop with this shoe outside. Some of y'all are daredevils and some of y'all want to test the waters, but I'm telling you, I wouldn't recommend hooping with this shoe outside. It's a decent performer inside cushion wise, but like I mentioned to you guys before, I didn't really feel much spring or bounce inside this shoe. It didn't really give me anything. I just mostly felt the court, and I felt the decent impact force protection upon jumping and landing. So, but if you guys like court feel, be my guest. You guys can go ahead and hoop with this shoe, because there is some people out there that like that type of feeling. I need something a little bit more because of my play style. I don't want to stray you guys away from taking you away from a court feel shoe. If you like that, get that, play your game, and do what you got to do, and just know you guys are going to get that decent amount of impact force protection that you need. But if you guys are like me and like more of a boost, but like more cushion, then this is something that you might not strive to get. The cushion, in my honest opinion, is a solid cushion. Moving on to the traction of the MB.04s, I'm going to give these a 7.5 out of 10, and I'm going to let you guys hear my initial thoughts of the traction pattern for the first time. And the traction for the MB.04s isn't bad either. It's definitely not going to squeak all crazy or anything like that, so if you guys are used to just getting in and squeaking on your foot, do a stop on the dime. The traction is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Traction pattern, you guys are gonna hear a decent amount of squeaking. Traction pattern is called PuMa Grip. Well, it's a rubber outsole. Now, the only issue I have with this is cool. I'm not gonna lie, this is fire and everything like that. But the only issue I have with this, it's like the PuMa Stewie 2s. I don't know if you guys seen my review on that or had those shoes. It had this design pattern, and the traction pattern just wasn't good because I couldn't stick and I couldn't bite and I couldn't grip on the court how I usually do. And these, you really have to stop on a dime or really put some force into, you know, hearing the squeaking and stopping. Like, you'll be able to stop towards the balls of your feet, towards the top, towards the back. I did feel a little bit of sliding. It was nothing crazy. Like, I wasn't worried about falling or anything like that, but I did notice I wasn't able to grip and bite how I normally would if it just had more grooves towards. So in my honest opinion, I would have just preferred they just put more grooves on the back here. Like, this design pattern is cool and everything, but it just doesn't do what it needs to do. And that's the whole issue that I had with the PuMa Stewie 2s. Like, the PuMa Stewie 2s, I don't know if you guys had them. I'll show you guys what the traction pattern looks like at the bottom. Those were really good shoes. The cushion was a top tier cushion that I felt inside PuMa. The support was really good. The style was really good. It's just the traction pattern wasn't good enough to be able to perform in it, so it just felt unplayable. I just never hooped inside of it because, like I said, it didn't have good traction, and I don't want this to happen to the MBs. Now, granted, these are 7.5, you guys can play in them, but these shoes do a good job of not attracting much dirt and dust. So if you guys play on a pristine or high level court, traction pattern is going to be good for you guys. Obviously, it's the best course you guys could ever play on, so the traction pattern is going to be good. But most of us are going to play on like semi-dusty courts at LA Fitness, 24-hour Fitness, YMCAs, or rec leagues. Shoes are going to perform decently. Now, you guys will do some sliding. It's not that much, but you guys are going to have a good grip and bite going north to south versus east and west. But if you guys play on a very dusty court, I wouldn't recommend taking these shoes. And I definitely wouldn't tell you guys to take this shoe outside. So this shoe is not an outside performer at all. The asphalt is definitely gonna kill, the asphalt is gonna kill this part of the shoe. Very dusty or outside, I wouldn't recommend hooping inside these shoes. And last on the list, we have the support of the MB.04s, and I'm gonna give these an 8 out of 10. You guys are gonna get a good amount of padding on the ankle ball and Achilles heel, as well as something inside the tongue, which does feel pretty good. The snuggability around the ankle is a really good one as well. And also, like I mentioned before, with the sizing of this shoe, if you guys are standard foot, you guys might want to try and go up a half a size. And if you're a wide foot, I would tell you guys, you might want to even try that whole size just to be on the safe side, because this shoe does stop short. Like I mentioned earlier as well, for the play styles, this support is good enough. Ending it off with the ranking of the PuMa MB.04, I'm going to give these a B-. Now, the styling alone is definitely going to be a unique style. Pretty sure they're going to have some crazy colorways, Rick and Morty colorway for this type of shoe as well. So I know people are going to go crazy for that one. It's one of his craziest colorways that he's ever sold. Cushion and the traction, in my honest opinion, is where the drop off happens. I was expecting a little bit more inside this shoe cushion wise, knowing how successful the 2s cushion was, the 3s cushion was. Like I mentioned before, you guys are going to get a decent amount of impact force protection upon jumping and landing. Wouldn't tell you guys to take the shoe outside on asphalt because it isn't going to do anything for you. Here it's not bad. I'm telling you guys, when you stop north to south, it's not bad, but towards the back here, like they did in the PuMa 2s, the PuMa Stewie 2s, it didn't feel anything good when you go east to west. That's going to go ahead and be the end of this video. As always, I appreciate you guys for liking, tuning in, commenting, subscribing, doing my community posts, following me on the gram, doing all that good stuff, man. I really appreciate you guys for always tuning in. But I'm gonna go ahead and have Chauncey send us out, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next one.
Got anything you want to add to it, Chauncey?
What? That's your end intro?
Yeah, just the end intro.
Thank you for guys watching today's video. See you next in today's video. Bye.